Hello everybody. I thought I'd come on and just do a quick video. I'm very sorry that I haven't been on for a while. As you know, I was getting the house ready to put on the market, and it has been on the market a couple of weeks. So I have been busy showing the house and also keeping it clean and tidy for when the viewers come. So you can imagine some days you just don't feel like doing anything with this horrible disease. Anyway, last week I had a telephone appointment with my wonderful physio Stuart, and we talked over some of the exercises that he'd given me, and I had been initially I was complaining about my core strength because it's been really poor, and that affects my mobility. So he'd given me some exercises to strengthen my shoulders, and one of them that he'd given me had been really tough and I just couldn't manage it at all. So he's given me one where I can lie down, and you know when you take a fish out of water and it curls up and seems to thrash about. Well, for this exercise to strengthen my shoulders, I lie down with a pillow under my head, and the only bit that's moving is my shoulders as I pull them up for 30 seconds. And I have to do that a few times a day. I also asked for some exercises which might help some of you. I'm having joint pain in my ankles at the moment. It's probably a combination of rheumatoid and osteo. And our cold weather doesn't help. We had really bad snow last week, and I thought it was all away, but it started snowing again just about half an hour ago. Anyway, he's given me exercises to do to try and strengthen my ankles. And you have to imagine yourself, if you're standing at your kitchen cupboards, that you are going to walk a tightrope. So you have one foot in front of the other, and you hold that don't hold on to anything. So you're actually and you try and hold it as long as possible, up to 30 seconds if you can, and do that a couple of times. And swap over your feet so that, a different one is taking prominence. He's going to build that up because one of the ones I was particularly bad at was standing on one leg and not holding on. I only managed 5 seconds on each leg, so that's not good. So that's why I'm doing the tightrope one, and I will speak to Stuart again in April and see how I've gotten on with those exercises. But for some of you that have the same problems as me with your joints, it might be useful for you too. I have found my rheumatology team are excellent in the fact that they have physios attached to them, and you'll probably find that in most rheumatology teams now they have that. So it's always worth asking if you're feeling that you've got mobility issues, or you think that you do better with having some exercises. You have to put in the work, but I found it really beneficial. Pre-COVID, I actually had one-to-one Pilates. Because I couldn't get down on the floor, doing the Pilates exercises on a bed was much better. So it's always worth asking. And I had terrible joints, terrible things for my hands. And as you can see, my hands are still a bit swollen. But I do a lot of knitting, as you know, and that helps keep my hands moving. I can hear the clock. I've had this clock for over 23 years, and I brought it back from Canada, and it's bird noises every hour, and I'd forgotten about the clock. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, one of the things, and I have seen people talking about it, was my hands were particularly bad, and I had paraffin wraps through rheumatology, where basically you dip your hands in the paraffin wax and they wrap them all up and you leave that soaking in, but it was really soothing to the joints. So they have got lots of different things to help you. And as you know, I'm a great one for the gadgets, and I use my gadgets all the time. As I've said previously, and I've shown you on video number 6, I think it is, the pill popper. I would not be without my pill popper to get the pills out of the cellophane, because it's really bad. I just can't manage that. I'm still trying to keep a little bit active, although my mobility is not good. I did have one night this week where I got out of bed to nip to the toilet in the middle of the night and found that I couldn't walk, that I had pain, severe pain in one ankle. So I had to hobble to go to the toilet. So, but this is just, isn't it? It's one of these things. We never know how we're going to be from one day to the next. And I'm quite sure you're probably saying exactly the same thing. I had 2 days last week where I had really bad neuralgia. And while I don't like doing it, I had to take a tramadol painkiller to help the effects. I try not to take my tramadol as much as possible and just try and carry on with my medication. This is my medication delivery week. On Friday, I am expecting my deliveries from, I'm going to say Census. It used to be healthcare at home, and I know that in this country there has been an awful lot of complaints about them. I do think I won't say that because I've always had excellent deliveries from the guys up in this part of the world. I think it does depend on where you live, but I have found that the new app that they have is working much better than previously. So I think they've got some of their kinks ironed out. Apart from that, excuse me, I'm trying to keep healthy. In the UK, they are now saying that people over 75 and those that are like me that are immunocompromised will be offered a COVID vaccine from the end of March. I had mine about the end of October, the last one, and in Scotland they had totally messed everything up and it no longer said that I was immunocompromised, and I managed to miss a vaccine. Anyway, that's coming up for 6 months since I had my last vaccine, and I think I'll go ahead and have another one because the weather here has been really, really cold. As you can see, I've got a big poncho that I knitted with chunky yarn, so I'm wearing that today to keep myself nice and cozy. I am supposed to have a viewer later on, so I'll see whether it goes ahead or whether or not it's cancelled due to the weather. Hopefully it's not, and I can get that one over and done with. I'm still looking at properties to buy and haven't found anything yet, so everything's in the pipeline. So, just to recap, I'm really sorry that I haven't been on for a while. Hopefully, as things are getting a bit better and I can see out of the mirror, it'll mean that I can come back on more regularly and you'll join me when I move and hear about my story. It's going to be interesting to see the different healthcare and everything else that goes along with that, since I am moving at least 3 hours away. Okay. So until the next time, I hope you're all well and keeping safe, and that your flares are low and that you're managing your joint pain. Until the next time, friends, stay safe And if you like this videos, please like, share and subscribe. Bye for now. Bye.